Hello guys, my name is Lunar. Welcome to this mod showcase video for Skyrim Special Edition, where we'll be taking a look at, in a bit of detail, the Beauty of Frames Per Second mod. The mod has been ported over from PC to Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Now, due to the external asset limitation, we will look at the version differences, and we will also see what differences there is between the full version and the light version of the mod. First up though, if you do enjoy today's video, please leave a like and share this video on Facebook, Reddit, Twitter, or anywhere else that you don't mind sharing videos, as it really helps out my channel. Anyway, let's jump into this mod. The Beauty of FPS doesn't do one thing, but rather overhauls a whole bunch of stuff and adds it into one mod. What's impressive is that the file size has been kept down to 2 megabytes as well, so that's really awesome. First up, the two things I'm going to cover are the main differences between the main version, which is the full version, and the light version of the mod. First, the jump height in game was increased to make jumping more fun and to get around easier. So your jump height is now like twice as much as it was before. The second change this mod makes was that all the races have had their sizes decreased in order to make the buildings in game more to scale. In real life, buildings are much bigger than they would be in Skyrim. So instead of increasing the size of all the buildings, which would be very time consuming, if not just impossible, all races are now much smaller. Now if you don't want these changes, as they're not for everyone, download the light version of the mod. Personally, I can't decide. I think the sizes compared to buildings are better. But next to other stack objects like market stalls, lanterns, barrels, and so on, I think the scale feels a bit off, so it's really a personal choice. Next, the only difference between the Xbox version and the PS4 version of the game is the water changes. In the Xbox One, water is now better looking, reflective, and more clear, so essentially you can see through it better. This was not added to PS4, and that is the only difference from the PS4 version to the Xbox One version. You might have to start a new game for the changes to be seen in the water as well, but the way the water looks in my game is exactly what the water will look like with this mod, as it is enabled. The mod also makes loads of other changes to the environment and other things. Starting off, it makes grass calmer and more realistic. So it moves less in the wind and it looks a bit better looking. The clouds in the sky have been lowered to a better angle, and also occasionally now you will get clouds that are quite low down that will kind of look like they're rising from the ground upwards, which is really awesome, especially when you're beside hilly areas. It has made the weather and water colors more vibrant, and it definitely has. Things look much brighter with this mod. The shader particle geometry density has been tweaked, presumably decreasing the amount of particles you can see in your view to decrease FPS. The mod also decreases debris found around the world, again most likely to boost your frame rate, so that's just loads of things that lie around the ground like twigs and stones and just loads of little things like that you don't really need, and you can hardly see them anyway. The mod also alters land texture specular exponent, which I'm not 100% sure what this is, but I think it's something to do with the amount of light that reflects off of objects on the land or something like that. It's definitely light related, I think. On top of that, the lighting in game has also been tweaked to make things appear brighter, and the fog in the game has been completely removed. So those are all the changes to the world, lighting, and environment that this mod makes. The Beauty of FPS also adds in some character changes as well. More race customization options have been added to the game, and by that I mean you can now have more presets to choose from in the character creation menu. The mod author is especially fond of the Nord ones, probably because he created those. The mod also makes other changes to your player, as well as increased jump height. You now have faster sprint speed, and also the player now has more realistic blinking. Finally, a small tweak to the skin tone to make the tint of your character more natural looking, and I definitely really like this one. I think that the skin tone for characters in game kind of makes you a bit sickly looking a lot of the time, and this tries to improve that, and I definitely think it does. Finally guys, we have a small group of changes to arrows. Arrows can now be shot over a distance of 9,000. Quivers now hold 10 arrows to look better, and you can now shoot 10 arrows before they start to disappear. Well guys, that's pretty much what the Beauty of Frames Per Second mod does. It's a mod full of random bunch of changes, tweaks, all geared towards making your game better looking, by adding, removing, improving, or fixing something, and removes and alters some of the in-game settings and clutter to improve your frames per second. I'm not sure if there are any planned updates to this mod and other fixes or changes, but even if it doesn't, this is a cool mod and it definitely does make some cool changes. I really like how bright and vibrant everything looks especially. Now the big question is, will this mod clash with other mods? After all, it makes loads of changes. The answer is yes, it probably will, unfortunately. But you can place it in your load order so that you can get some of the features from this mod and you can get other features from other mods. So you can place it in your load order so that you get some of the features from it that you don't already have covered from other mods. So place this one quite high in your load order. In the video I had at the bottom of my load order, so all the features would work, but I did overwrite my surreal lighting mod, so I can't have both at the same time. That's the only one I really noticed. You really just need to look through all the mod features, decide what parts of the mod you want and which parts you don't, and place this one accordingly. So if you want all your own weather mods, for example, then place them underneath this mod so that they overwrite this one, and so on. But you will still get the other features from this mod, just not the weather part. So that's kind of how it works. Well guys, there we have it, the Beauty of FPS mod. I hope you now have a better feel for this mod, and you can now better decide if you want to download and try it out for yourself. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment and subscribe, and I will see all of you guys later for more Skyrim Special Edition. Until then, have an awesome day, and I will see you all next time.